Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we are continue with the faction overviews. With this week, the realm of Lothlorien. Let's just dive in because there have been some changes with this faction. So starting with the starting regions, you start with 2 regions, which is a little bit less than other factions who start with 3 regions. You start with Galadon, which is your capital city, and more south in Limhir. So, smaller starting area. Also, your armies, starting armies, a little bit smaller, with just 2 units, and Celeborn in Khazad-Dûm, and Haldir with just 1 unit in Limhir, which is actually pretty, well, really small actually. Only 3 units of troops and 2 generals is not much. And then continuing to bodyguards, starting with Lord Celeborn, who is your faction leader, and looks like this on the campaign map. And I think this is the visual for your faction leader, so you can see who your faction leader is. Although it will be pretty hard because this is your regular general, so only the helmet is missing, and there's a other tint of red in there, but quite similar. But we were with Lord Celeborn, who has Burial and Goliaths, which is very good unit, and pretty unique. And here we have High March Warden Haldir, who comes with Galadrim archers, also custom general, with the highest tier of archer unit, very powerful. And those two in combination will save your bacon in the first part of the campaign. Haldir and Celeborn together can probably kill the army that is in here, and most likely also the army which is in here. It's a very powerful combination, those two. Then going to family tree, and you got one. You have Celeborn together with Galadriel. They have they had 3 daughters. Celebrian, which is of course the mother of Arwen, if I remember well. And then you have Arwen and Calmiriel, I think it's pronounced, Calmiriel, who is married to Haldir, who is in your family. So that is one thing. Then continuing with the geographical area and defensibility of it. As you see, Khazad-Dûm is within a circle of rivers, so it's pretty defendable. You have 3 entrances, and it's the only way to get into the the forest of Lothlorien. But besides that, you have some mountains on the east, with Khazad-Dûm holding the city of Khazad-Dûm, who are your allies, so you are pretty well defended from your eastern side, unless the dwarves lose it. In the north you have the Anduin. You are not allied to the Anduin, but you can try to form an alliance, and that will protect your north for quite a while. And Rohan is in the south, protecting you against Isengard for the majority. Although Fangorn Camp is there since version 5, so you might need to deal with that first. So you are pretty secure, and there are a few rebel regions around, so there is some room for expansion before you get in contact with Dol Guldur, who will be your main enemy for the majority of the game. So then continuing to custom battle maps, we have quite a lot dotted around here. We have Khazad-Dûm, both Khazad-Dûms, Dol Guldur is custom. Isengard is custom. I think Fangorn Camp is not. I've never fought on it for as far as I remember. But I think that's just an orc encampment. So that's not custom. Both Khazad-Dûm was custom. Sakala is custom, I think. Goblin Town, if you get all the way up there. But that's about it. So there's a few dotted around. And continuing to diplomacy, as Lothlorien, you are allied to the Dwarves of Khazad-Dûm in the east and Rohan in the south. And you start at war with Dol Guldur, the main enemy within your area. And the biggest threat for Mirkwood falling to evil. So you are focused on dealing with the local evil factions, mainly Dol Guldur. So those are your chief enemies. I have to say one thing from the expansion part. Yes, the Erui, Ar-Adunaim and Adrian are there for the taking, although Ar-Adunaim might fall to Dol Guldur before you get there. But over here, definitely Rockburg, maybe Tir Anduin, are normally taken in the auto expansion of Rohan, but because you are playing Lothlorien, it is not. So there is room for taking those two settlements, giving you a decent starting size, allowing you to build up some economy and some wealth before clashing with Dol Guldur. Talking about wealth, let's go to the building. And as the elves, you are not restricted in any way. You can go all the way up to the large city and to the stronghold. So no restrictions there. Your troops are trained by a regular recruitment line. So you have the stables, you have the barracks, you have the range units, and you have the siege equipment. And no restrictions there. As the elves, you are one of the better smiths, but you are not as good as the high elves. So you can get all the way up to the armorer, and if you can get Ostenithil, you can get a final upgrade. So Ostenithil provides you with this very high tier armorer. You can you can learn from the high elves. Ports, you do get a port, but do note you don't. You're not a seafaring nation. I might be able to show that. No, I can't. You're not a seafaring nation, so you don't get the elven ships. You maybe you get the long ship, but because we are in the end at the Anduin River, you are not able to train any ships whatsoever, to prevent the AI from building up fleets they can't use and have to pay for it, and in that way nerf themselves. So you're not a seafaring nation, you don't have good ships. That's about your ports. What do I need to say? The guilds. You have two guilds. The one first is the Dance Guild, which is, in my opinion, a pretty good guild. One I in the beginning didn't want that much because I wasn't sure, but when I really get into the guilds, take a good look at the guilds. It's a pretty good guild actually. Law bonus really good, 10%, really useful. Culture increase really good. Population growth really good. More of the even more of the same, and another public order do law global effect. which means the whole realm profits of this. Really good bonus actually. And the Master Dance Guild, which can of course be built only once in the whole world. But considering that I think only the Elven factions get the Dance Guild, and from those Elven factions, I think all three get them. So there are only 3 factions that can get this guild. So that makes a really acceptable chance that you will be able to build this tier of guild if you really want to go for it. So really useful guild in my opinion. You also get access to the Warriors Guild, like most factions. First they're giving you the melee weapon bonus, and the second they're giving you a morale bonus. Besides that, your culture comes from art, which is the artist studio, art gallery, and the great art gallery. Again, the last tier, really take a look at whatever faction you play, look at the culture and look at what the highest tier provides. Because an increase in tradable goods is a pretty decent boost, even in the last tier, because it gives a small increase in cash, which is always nice. And it allows your building to repay for itself, actually. Besides that, not much. We do have no special buildings in here except for the Sylvan Gathering, and I will come to that. Well, actually now that in scripts and gameplay events, and there are 2 for the Lothlorien, and the first is the Sylvan Alliance. At the start of the game, you get a pop-up message saying that as the Sylvankin, we should stay together and work together, and therefore a first step has to be made and ally ourselves to the Woodland Realm. So you send the diplomat to the Woodland Realm, ask for an alliance, and the next part is, I think, around turn... I think it was turn 45, but I could be wrong about that. Yes, it's around turn 45, and you get the message that a huge army will be attacking you, and whether you would like to have to work together and get some reinforcements. You can either accept or decline. Doesn't matter. I would say you always accept, because why would you decline free troops? You fight the battle. You defeated the enemy. I hope for you. And then the script continues. But do note, the script only continues if you kill the enemy general. So that is the trigger for the next part in the script. And then you can move on to the next part of your alliance. You get together and think, oh, this works really well, and should we intensify our alliance? You can either accept or decline. If you accept, you will merge with the other faction, take all their troops, take all their burdens, take everything that was once from them, and it's now yours. It gives you a couple of units of the other faction for the Woodland Realm. If you play as Lothlorien, you will get the Metair Tewar, the Woodland Horse Archers, the King, the Elven King X-Guard, the Elven King Gate Guard. I would probably have slaughtered the Metair Tewar. I don't think you pronounce it that way, but it doesn't matter. So you get it 4 troops of the Woodland Realm and all of their generals, all of their regents. They all become yours. And as far as I could find, do note that you will lose the unique bodyguards of the Woodland Realm. So Legolas will not have Hinendar, and also Thranduil will not have his unique bodyguard, which I'm not sure what it was called. But you will probably lose their unique bodyguards because getting them into the script to work well isn't that easy. And I think the developers decided not to do so because it would hurt more than it would help you. So therefore, most likely, just your standard bodyguard. And from there on, actually the script ends. You continue your path on to victory. If you decide to decline the alliance, you break the alliance and each go their own way. It will allow you to train your best unit, which is the Burial and Goliath, everywhere. That's a change in comparison with last version, with version 4.5. You can now train them everywhere in the world, and you get a special building, which we already looked to it, which is the Sylvan Gathering, which used to call the Sylvan Alliance Gathering or something, but is now renamed to Yavanna's Garden and has been reworked. From now on, it will allow you to have 10 recruitment slots, which is, I think, as much as possible. Quick note, there are only 9. So, I'm not sure how that will work out, but 10 recruitment slots, 3 free upkeep slots, improved roads and trade, extra experience for archers worldwide, extra culture worldwide, amplifies the conversion to Elven culture by 50%. I think this says that it makes the conversion to Elven culture quicker worldwide. Extra population growth worldwide. Extra recruitment extra recruitment worldwide. And extra free upkeep worldwide. So this building has a worldwide effect. Do note, the recruitment slots are not cumulative. The free upkeep is. So if you already have 2 slots in a town, this building won't upgrade. Won't increase it through to 3, but the number of free upkeep will increase. So if you have a city with only 1 free upkeep, you build this building, you get 2 of them. I have to be honest, I haven't played Lothlorien in this version yet. Neither I did with the Woodland Realm. So I'm not sure whether this also stack. Because this building, you can build this building in 3 places. Karis Galadon, Dol Guldur, and Thranduil's Halls. So technically, it could be stacking, but I'm not sure. I haven't found out if it does, because that would really make this such a powerful building. I cannot say anything else. As a nice side note, it also allows you to train Ents, but especially in my opinion, these traits are already worth this building, and it's only 1,700 base cost, so no decreases from your builder line. It's a really cheap building and really powerful. Even more if it turns out you can stack it. So that would be very powerful. They have changed it because before the way this script were before, it was a no-brainer. You just accepted the alliance because declining was the bonuses of declining was so minor, it was not worth it. And this really gives you the opportunity and reason to think twice before blindly accepting the alliance. And in my opinion, it is a real challenge to make this choice. Right. That was the first part of the script, first script of Lothlorien. Lothlorien has also a second script. It's much smaller and it's just to spice up your game a little bit. And that is the absent generals, the absent commanders. At the start of the game, you start with two generals, Celeborn and Marchwarden Haldir. If you are, you can increase that, and if you have after 10 turns, or when you have 5 regions, the 5 regions are leading. So if you are past 10 turns but not have 5 regions, it will kick off when you do have the 5 regions. You will get one general called Empreni, if I'm right, who will spawn and come to help you. Then, if you are past 30 turns and you have 8 regions, also Orofin will join your service. And if 30 turns have passed and you have claimed Dul Guldur, the last Rhun will also join your service. So you will have three generals if you have completed those tasks. I think all 3 come with a unique bodyguard. From Orofin and Rhun I'm quite certain, but the first one, and Empreni, I think it's called, I'm not sure. I know the other 2 comes with Lothlorien Marchwardens, but I will have to look up what the first one comes with. I think it will be Marchwardens as well, but I will figure it out and will come with it to you in the second part of this video. So that it's just a small script that will really gives you a reward for expanding and playing the game actually. So this is the campaign side of this overview. I hope to see you soon on the... No, not soon. I will see you in just a moment on the battle map side of the... Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the battle map side of Lothlorien. And in a quick overview, you see that we are, well, actually pretty well rounded, but if there is something, we do lack some in the cavalry department, but overall pretty well rounded. So let's just dive in with our lowest tier of troops, which is, well, probably around militia tier. Let me just group these guys up. There. Alright. And we start with the Lothlorien sentries. With a 7 attack, 5 charge and a 15 defense. Well, we are actually already at the militia tier. As you see, the elves don't really have a trash tier. Their trash is, well, basically as good as the mainstream of the Misty Mountains, for example, which I just recorded. It's probably already a week online, but I'm trying to record this back to back, just to get some work done. So 7 attack, 5 charge, 15 defense, good morale response, 15% faster than other units. At your first tier units. Then they are supported by more defensive unit, which are the Lothlorien Wardens with 6 attack, 5 charge and a 60 defense. Again, more defensive focused. They have good morale response, 15% faster than other units, and a bonus against mounts because they are spearmen. And they have a special bonus against the black mounts of the Ulari, which are the Nazgul horses. Alright, on this tier they are also supported by an archer variant, the Lothlorien archers, with a 5 attack, a 6 missile attack, a 3 charge and a 10 defense. Well, we have just another very good archer unit. They have good morale response, 50% faster, 20 missiles, 180 meter range and an average accuracy. Just reliable low tier archers. And, well, most likely already better than the Black Pit archers of Moria. So I'm trying not to compare too much in this video, but there will be some comparison. And then last but not least, the Lothlorien Scouts, a cavalry unit with a 6 attack, 4 charge and a 30 defense. They are pretty good cavalry, only they are considered a melee cavalry, I would say, and not a shock cavalry. So they will let down in initial charges in comparison to dedicated charge cavalry, which is shock cavalry and not charge cavalry. They have good morale response, 20% faster than other horses, and they have bonus against wargs and other horses. And then we come in somewhat in a between tier. These are special units with special uses, and we start with the Gurthinin, which is called Sindarin for silent death. These are guys that can hide everywhere, and they are some kind of stealth unit that can come out of hiding and charge from the flanks. They have a pretty high charge of pretty high attack of 8 and a very good charge of high attack of 12 and good charge of 8. They have 14 defense and the majority is in defense skills. So these guys are best used charging in, dealing some damage, withdrawing and repeating. They have a very good morale response. They are 25% faster than other units. Again, to sympathize, charge in, do the damage and withdraw. They frighten nearby enemies, and I think they're not restricted. Oh, they are restricted to a forest region, which is, well, pretty much quite a lot. So do check the green books if you conquer a village. Right, they are supported by the Gurvelag, which is called, I think, Black Death? Great Death. Great Death. They have a melee attack of 11, a missile attack of 14, a charge of 8, and a total defense of 11. They have the scatter shot, which shoots multiple arrows, which is pretty powerful against armored units because they are effective against armors, but they won't do as much damage as the Hinendaur of the Woodland Realm, for example. It's not as strong as that, but it's really good. It's really good. They have 4 missiles with a 70 meter range and an exceptional accuracy, but they will deal enough damage to make a difference. Alright, now we are going to your actually mainstream units, and there we find this green and gray color scheme. Although the names are a little bit are not that unified as in the Lothlorien tier. We start with the sword and board variant, the Sentinels of Kirin Amrod, with an 11 attack, a 6 charge and 22 defense. They are a direct upgrade of the Lothlorien Sentinels. They have very good morale response, 50% movement bonus, and they're not restricted. So a very good unit to have. They are supported by a more defensive variant, the Javanna's Chosen, which is a female unit and use female voices, which is a nice small touch, which I really like. They have a 9 attack, a 5 charge, a 19 defense. The attack is armor piercing. And they use the halberdier animation, which makes them stronger than spearmen and other infantry, but not as strong as pikemen. They have very good morale spawns, 15% movement bonus, bonus against mounts, and not restricted. No, not restricted at all. Alright, they are supported by the Lothlorien March Wardens. And these are the bodyguards of both Rhun and Orofin. And I did look it up of last general, which is Amprani. Still probably still butchering the name, but I do my best. But the Lothlorien March Wardens with a melee attack of 9, a missile attack of 8, a charge of 6 and a defense of 14, making them a very direct upgrade of the Lorien archers and really good. Don't underestimate these guys. They have very good morale spawns, 20% movement bonus, but where you really see them shining is over here. 34 missiles with 230 meter range and an exceptional accuracy. It means that they will hit what they're aiming for and they will rack up some kills. They are not restricted. I think these were used to be restricted, but they are not in this version anyways. And you get 2 bodyguards with them if you unlock them through the script. One of them is by taking Dul Guldur, which should be quite manageable within 30 turns actually. Alright, then we go to our last cavalry, some dedicated shock cavalry, the Hinterbeen, which is Sindaren from Mist Knights. And they have an 8 attack, a 9 charge, and 80 defense. So pretty good charge cavalry. They have very good morale spawns, 10% faster than other cavalry units. And you see the secondary attack, which means they are dedicated shock cavalry. So they are best used by charging in, dealing damage, withdraw, repeat. And with the swiftness, they can outrun other cavalry trying to hunt them down. So pretty good unit. And they inspire nearby troops, which is a nice touch. They are restricted though, and they only come from Karis Galadon or Amulang. So you won't have that much of them, but if you have them, use them wisely. Alright, and then we come to the highest, well, your elite tier units with the Galadrim units. And we start with the Galadrim Swordsman. And I have a nice announcement about that. This is actually the unit you will get with Ampremni. So you will get one of these units if you have 5 regions from and turn 10 has passed. So they have a 15 attack, a 9 charge, a 24 defense. They have excellent morale, but it is locked. So Ampremni cannot flee the battlefield. He will fight to the death. They have good morale, response, 10% movement bonus, and not restricted. So that's always nice to see. They are supported by a more defensive unit, the Galadrim Guard, with a 10 attack, a 6 charge, a 26 defense. Just a solid unit and a direct upgrade of the Javanna's Chosen. They have excellent morale again and locked. Good morale spawns, 10% movement bonus, bonus against all mounts, effective against armor. skills against mounts, just a really good high tier unit. And over here we have the Galadrim Archers, the bodyguard of Haldir, with an 11 attack, a 10 missile attack, 9 charge, 22 defense. A very good unit. Excellent morale unlocked. Again, good morale response, 10% movement bonus, and then here we see a slight difference with the Lothlorien March Wardens. They have 32 missiles, which is I think the same. No, less missiles, less range with 220 meter range, and less accuracy with just very high. And that you would say that's odd, because the Lothlorien March Wardens are classified as a mainstream and the Galadrim Archers as an elite tier. And that I will explain, I will give you an explanation. The March Wardens are more dedicated archers, they are better in the archer department, and when they are done with the archers, they are decent fighters. But the Galadrim Archers are more hybrid, so they are good melee units and good archers. So when they're done using their bows, they will perform very well in melee as well. Way better than the Lothlorien March Wardens. Right, we have no cavalry on this tier, so let us go to your elite tier units, your very elite tier, and we start with the Berio and Galais, who have a 16 melee attack, a 10 missile attack, a 7 charge, and a 33 defense, making them one of the best archer units in the game. When they are done, they are a spear and shield unit. They have unwavering morale, and it's locked, so for example, Caliborn will not be able to run away, but these guys will, all of these guys will fight to the death. They have good morale, 10% movement bonus, 32 missiles, 220 meter range, and a very high accuracy. So they are just a better version of the Galadrim Archers. Yeah, they're way better in melee. They're just way better in melee, actually. They're also better in melee than the swordsman. So they are a better version of those two combined. Right, let's first go to our left, to the Ents. And we already discussed the Ents quite a few times. So with an attack of 45, charge of 15, defense of 41, 7 hit points, they are, well, equal to the Trolls. I think even that the Ents are even better than Trolls 101. But I'm not that sure about that. They frighten nearby enemies, they cannot be staggered, they have excellent morale unlocked, they have impetuous morale spawns, they are pretty slow, and they have a bonus against all mounts. Then we have also the Ent Catapult, and I'm not sure whether you will be able to train them, but they are listed as a unit you can train, so I do take them within this overview. Majority, they are just Ents with catapults, equal to the Troll Catapult. Huge damage against troops and buildings, and for the rest, 29 total defense, 4 hit points, so that's a little bit less than the normal Ents. Again, skilled against mounts, effective against armor, frighten nearby enemies. Not much to tell them about, but they are there, and I really think you can't train these guys, that they are in here for a script. But they might, if they come from Yavanna's Garden, I'm pretty sure. Right, last but not least, your generic bodyguard, the Elbereth Sentinels, with an 11 attack, an 11 charge, and 28 defense. They are similar to the Galadrim Archers. They have excellent morale and locked, so none of your generals will be able to run away. They will all fight to the death. And they have good morale, 10% movement bonus, 32 missiles, 220 meter range, and an exceptional accuracy. not much else to tell about them. Right, I'm gonna hand over the majority of the army to the AI, with the exception of you. I do gonna give them to you, but I want to have the Gervalag to show you what they can do. Right, before we go, let's unpause. Let's take a look at what we will be facing next week. A lot of, well, brown-ish. There's some black. The banner should be a huge giveaway, black and red. It's one of the few factions we haven't had yet, and it is Mordor. I have to come. Oh, I see a perfect target for the Gervalag. We'll try on Sauron's will. March 1 already shooting, just like the Burial and Goliath. Right. There we have the special arrows of it doesn't seem to work that well. Well, I really want to show off these Gervalags. Oh, we will be able to show them off even against these units. You see, they will rinse through units. Even this weaker orc band, they're really powerful against them. Cavalry will deal with the rest of them. I just want to show them that through power. Already broken, you got to be joking me. The Morgul's chosen will be a good example. And then that happened. But, oh. See, they have been slaughtered. Now they fight. And they're stuck in melee. They're not great in melee though. Right, they're already broke. See, they will butcher even armored units are pretty. They will be able to cut through like a knife through butter. So, very powerful unit, and this battle is pretty much already over. And that's the end of them. What's still fighting around here? Are you joking me? Oh my god. Oh, not in the Morgul's chosen. Don't fight them. Just crush them. We have lost some units. I have lost some archers. Oh, that was the battle. Alright. And we actually butchered them. Alright, this is the overview of Lothlorien. I hope you guys enjoyed it, so please leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you soon in another video of Divide and Conquer. But until then, goodbye!